Dave, please.
Ok, nos quedamos allá si quieres. ¿Quieres entonces?
Ok, va, gracias.
Perdón, ¿esta es en inglés? ¿Esta?
Sí,
¿Tienes
sí.
inglés? ¿Y estas son en español?
Sí.
Ok, claro que sí. ¿Quieren empezar?
Yo. Yo quiero saber cuál es, qué es lo que piensa o cuál es su sentido de ser un personaje del universo Marvel y qué es lo que va a esperar o a aportar, no sé, qué es lo que se imagina a partir de la segunda película que viene más adelante.
You know, it feels pretty good. It's a bit surreal at this point. It's really kind of starting to hit me how big this actually is, especially with the announcement of the sequel, which is kind of odd because the first film hasn't been released yet. So it's just, yeah, I don't know anything about the sequel. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be a part of it. But right now, I'm just kind of soaking all this up, and it's honestly, it's been a little bit overwhelming. But it's just, I don't know, kind of living a dream right now. It's really very, very surreal.
Para mí es una pregunta más o menos similar en el sentido de que hay muchos, cuando somos chiquitos, niños, pensamos ser superhéroes, ¿no? Y muchos pensamos a lo mejor bueno, todos los que hay en el universo Marvel, pero a lo mejor no nos vamos con estos antihéroes que tienen muchos efectos como ahora lo conocemos, como conocemos su personaje. ¿Y qué piensas justamente de que, bueno, muchos superhéroes tienen su historia atrás medio turbia?
Superheroes like Marvel superheroes or whatever, but now the anti-superhero, those that have defects, those that are like common with a background that it's not perfect.
Right.
What do you think about these type of anti-superheroes?
Yeah, that's kind of, it's kind of magic of this film. I think it makes the characters, I think, more interesting because they are just full of imperfections. And when you think about people who put their imperfections aside and all their issues aside, and especially this group of characters who comes together for a greater cause, a bigger cause than their own issues, and really put their lives on the line. I think that's what makes them superheroes, because they're not your stereotypical superheroes. They don't have all these superhero powers like flight and X-ray vision, supersonic speed. But that's kind of cool, I think. So it's going to make people be able to relate to the characters, and I think that's what makes them exceptional. I think that's what makes it so inspiring about them. It's kind of cool because when you really think about it, it makes it capable for anybody to be a superhero. Because if someone is willing to put their life on the line to help someone else, I think that qualifies them as a superhero.
Gracias. Tengo dos preguntas. Platícanos qué tan difícil fue para ti este proyecto, qué tanto te identificaste con tu personaje, y vemos mucha química con los personajes animados. ¿Qué tan difícil fue hacer esa química?
Okay, my questions are, how difficult was it for you to do this character? How much did you identify with him? And we find some animated characters. How was it to work with them?
It was pretty easy for me to identify with Drax, and I think that it has a lot to do with why I was cast in the role. I think if Drax was just so one-noted, he was just so predictable. I think when you look at Drax, you see him as a certain way. He's very big, and he's scary, and he's menacing. And I think if that's all he was, then I think anybody could have played the role. But I think Drax is so much more, and he has so many different layers. And I think with the emotional element, it really just all his anger and his rage really stems from the heartbreak over the loss of his family, who he was so passionate about. And I think that's really true to who I am as well. I think I'm a pretty tough guy, and I realize the way I look, I can look somewhat menacing, but I think at the core of who I am as a person is a very a loving, caring person who's not afraid to be emotional. I've never apologized for being emotional. I'm not ashamed to be an emotional person. So I think, I think that's, I think that's why I got the role, because I was in touch with that. I think a lot of the guys who are bigger and more tougher guys they're afraid to show that side. And I was always raised to never be afraid to show that side. Like if I love someone, I tell them I love them. And if something hurts me, I cry. It's who I am as a person. And the interaction with the animated characters was just, it really wasn't that hard, because we had really talented actors who were kind of doing the day-to-day standing in. They were actually interacting with us as far as dialogue and whatnot. And sometimes we just had eye lines, and sometimes we had stuffed animals or statues or whatever we were looking at. But we always had something to play off of. And it was really kind of easy to use our imaginations because we had these really crazy, elaborate sets. And everybody was really in cool costumes and everything, so it was kind of easy to get lost in that fantasy world, that imagination land,
Gracias.
Okay. Sobre las coreografías de pelea, si él montó algunas de sus escenas, y sobre el maquillaje, ¿cómo fue su proceso de él?
Okay, the questions are about the fight choreographers. Were you able to actually create or choreograph some of yours? And actually the makeup process also is a question.
Well, the makeup process was really, it was about a 4.5 hour process, application every day. And really consists of me just kind of standing there and letting everybody else do the hard work. And it really became, I became really close with my makeup team, which was about 5 people. And so it really was like hanging out with 5 of my friends every morning. It wasn't really a big deal, it kind of just flew by. When it got to be really a lot of consecutive days is when it just started to be a little bit irritating, but otherwise I always just kind of felt dirty. I'm sorry, what was the second part of that question? The makeup and the physical, yeah. It was, and that was all completely new to me. It was really completely different from anything I'd ever done, because it was nothing like professional wrestling. You would think it would be, but it's so different. Professional wrestling is such a physical improv form of performing, and it's also for a live audience that surrounded 360 degrees by. And so a lot of times the cameras are moving to us, to whatever we're doing. And with film, it's very precise in the way they set up the cameras and the way they shoot things from certain angles. And a lot of times, stuff that I would do in professional wrestling wouldn't translate onto film at all. So I really didn't add a whole lot to it. I mean, the stuff that they were doing was just well over my head. These guys are so super qualified in there. The best way I can put it is like, these guys were doing stuff that I just was completely foreign to me. I didn't know anything about it. So it would be like me going into a stunt team and asking them to go to WrestleMania for me. Like, it just wouldn't make sense. So for me to go in and tell them how to do their jobs, it just wouldn't make sense, because what they do, they're experts at. I'm an expert at professional wrestling. They're an expert at stunt choreography or film fight film choreography. It's extremely different.
A mí me gustaría saber si pasó una anécdota curiosa, chistosa durante el rodaje, y sobre su visita a México, pues ahora sí que qué le ha parecido, qué opinión tiene sobre los mexicanos, si ahora sí que anteriormente ha visitado el país. Gracias.
I have 2 questions. One is about the most funny thing or anecdote which you could talk about during the shooting, and the other one has to do with Mexico. You've been here before, and when you come in Mexico.
Yeah, there's a lot of funny stuff. We just had, this is over a 6-month period where we just had a lot of laughs. There's 2 particular moments that pop out in my head. There's one day on set, and it's such a rare thing because you just don't do this on films, and also because of the amount of people that were involved. But on one particular day, we were shooting this huge scene, and there must have been like 200 extras or so, and plus the immediate cast and crew. And James Gunn decided that he was going to have everybody have a big dance-off. And it really just turned into, it looked like a huge rave party. It was just crazy, because the music was playing and all these people were dancing, and James is on the microphone, and it's just like, it was just insane. I mean, it's stuff that just doesn't happen on films. But that was just, it just gives you a kind of sense of who James is and how fun it was working for him. You know, he's just not your average director. As far as Mexico, I've been here a lot throughout the years. The WWE was always very well received here. So I've actually been here a lot. I've performed here a lot. The highlight of my career happened here in Mexico, and it really breaks my heart because it was by far the best match of my career that nobody will ever see unless you were there. It was a match that I had here with Rey Mysterio. And it was by far the best match of my career and the match that I'm most proud of. But the only people who witnessed it were the people who were actually there, you know, in attendance. And I think it was in Monterrey. It was just outside of Monterrey. But I've been here throughout the years, man. And I've had a lot of good times here in Mexico City. We always looked forward to coming here because the crowds were so good. And it was one of this weird thing because you guys are used to it, the altitude, but you know, when we come here, we're not used to it. It's hard to breathe. But we would come, but the crowds were so energetic and so live. It's one of those things where it's really hard and it's exhausting, but the adrenaline from the crowd just keeps you going. And it was always one of those things I always felt like really accomplished when we came here and had a good match. And the crowd was so lively. And that's our, like, as a professional wrestler, that's our whole mission in life, is to get the crowd, like, you know, on their feet and loud. And you know, and having achieved that here was something I'm pretty proud of. You know, had a lot of good memories. And also, the nightlife, you know. You know, after every show, of course, we don't go out and have a great time, and usually woke up the next morning not feeling too good. But yeah, I mean, a lot of good memories because I've come here, throughout 15 years, so I've been here many, many times.
This is the last question, please.
Ok. Al hablar de Drax, mencionas que es un personaje que tiene todo un pasado y tiene el corazón roto y va a tener que caminar para superar eso. Igual tú en tu carrera, que es muy larga en las luchas, muchas veces te rompiste la crisma y tuviste que superarlo. ¿Qué crees que puedas integrar para crecer a Drax con tu experiencia personal?
With your own personal experience, speaking about how it was a broken heart because of all the experience of the background he's going through, and in your case it's the same thing. Many times you had also to break your head there, doing what you do, and how are you able to match the two experiences in order to continue walking and growing?
Oh, that's funny. That's not what I thought you said. But yeah, I mean, I guess there's a lot of, I think that all has to do with me getting the role. You know, I think there's a lot of things about Drax that, as a person, that I can relate to. I think I want to grow in not only, you know, as a person, as an actor, but also even in this role, because I think that people will be interested to learn more about Drax's past, and not so much the pain he's dealing with through the loss of his family, but maybe what it was like with his family, you know. So that's kind of the stuff that I want to see, like speaking just as a fan. But as a performer, I'm really hoping also that, you know, Drax, in my performance as Drax, will open up other doors to do other characters, not action stuff, because you know, I don't think it'll ever get any bigger or better than this, and I don't really aspire to be an action star by any means. I just really want to be a better actor because it's really kind of my new passion in life. And I feel, and I tell people this, and I believe this: if you can be passionate about something and find things to be passionate about as you go older, I really believe that it keeps you young. Yes, it keeps you young at heart. And right now, that's what my passion is, it's acting. So I'm just going to keep pursuing it, and also hope that they keep casting me in the Drax role because I love him so much. And I feel like I'm the reference for Drax now, and I'd be well pissed if they cast somebody else in my role.
I think so. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.